Hello, Catera. My name is Catera. How you doing today? I am doing all right for real. It's been an interesting day, but all is well. That's good. That's good to hear all is well for real. So, I guess next we'll get right into it. Why do you make music? It started off as something that I was always drawn to. I always loved indulging in music, listening to it. That shit was always in my ears. I love the worlds that are built with music. And one day I just decided to start making it. And from making it, there were the moments when I wasn't making it. And through not making it, it made me realize that I need to be making this shit. Like not making music and then coming back to making music almost feels like returning back home. Like it feels like a warm hug when you have not made that shit for a while and then you come back and it's like, oh my God, I missed you. I really missed you. So I just make it because it just makes sense to make. And I really do like the self anthropology of it. I really like how you could kind of write a song with no meaning at the moment, no direction, and then later you'll start to uncover and decode what you meant type shit. Or it'll just start to hit you oh my gosh, I was talking about this, I was talking about that. That's one of the fun things of music is it's a piece of a puzzle to self. And yeah, it's like you could swear you feel one way about a situation, kind of make this song, just make it, and then later just decode oh my gosh, I really don't feel how I thought I feel. I actually feel like this. Because when I make a song, it's not ever thinking about nothing, but my thoughts are always there. My feelings are always there. I might not be thinking or feeling about a thought or thinking about a feeling or feeling about a think, but it's always there. So it's just a really fun way to tap into subconscious. And like I said, to self-anthropologize yourself. And it's really fun to journey. Listening to an old song and being damn, I felt so deeply about a situation that now I don't even give a fuck about. It's the self, I can't keep saying this, but the self-anthropology of it all makes this shit so fucking so many aha moments. So many aha moments type shit. Cool. So what is Ether Decor? Why you started? Why are we doing this right now? Okay, Ether Decor is basically just a zine, but a large chunk of it is these videos, these interviews where I have artists interview themselves. I've always really loved kind of being like a fly on the wall, and I love to observe, and I love how people communicate with others, with themselves, with their environment. So I feel like it's a really pure way to tap in with that part of my being. I just love being observational. So yeah, it's fun as fuck to tap in with that part of my being or whatever. But also with being observational, I'm entering this point where I'm okay, I'm done being observational. I'm finna start y'all finna start observing me. Y'all know what Britney Spears said? There's only two types of people in the world. The ones that entertain and the ones that observe. It's really, I'm entering this point where it's okay, it's time to stop observing and start entertaining. It's only two types of people, bitch. I'm not gonna be the loser one. But, yeah, tea as fuck. How do you feel about creativity as a whole? I feel like I feel like a part of being a human and our meaning on this earth is to create. And I say this because we were created in the image of God. What did God do? God created and he educated. So I feel like as humans, it's our birthright and almost our duty to create and educate. And I feel like it's something that we're doing all the time subconsciously, but once you take control of the process of creation and education, then it's really you're really bossing up type shit. creation and education. That is what God did. We're created in the image of God. When we do those things, we boss up. And okay, I'm gonna read go back to what I said. Oh fuck, I lost it. But it's boss the fuck up to create and educate, because we're more tapped in with godliness, as like the godliness within us, and the godliness, we're just more tapped in with the creator, like, if that makes sense. It makes sense. The fuck. But yeah. T. Why do you think it's necessary to document artists talking to themselves? I think it's necessary because that's a good question. It's necessary because I think looking into the psyche of, for me personally, as Catera, looking into the psyche of other people who are where I'm at, where I'm going to be, can feel very like, make me feel like I'm not alone. Like when you hear another artist say some shit, that's something you've been feeling, but something that you kind of just never really explored or like never really accepted. Like you hear someone else express that they feel like that, it feels so cool. It feels so seen. You feel mad visualized. It's either a squirrel or a human coming. It just makes you feel, did I say it makes you feel visualized? That kind of makes sense, but it don't. Anyways, it just makes you feel mad seen. I love to feel seen. And also, I just love picking other people's brains, but in a way that really just allows them to be. So back to that observation, it's just a way for me to kind of like observe and pick brains without me even really picking brains. Like y'all picking your own brains type shit. And it's really cool. Okay, back to music. What are you trying to do with this music shit? Like, what's not even a full end goal? What are some end goals you have? Like, why are you doing this shit? Why is it necessary for you to make this shit? On end goal type shit that's kind of outside of me is I really want people to sound like me. I really want one day for motherfuckers, I want there to be a Catera type beat, a Catera type song, Catera type flow. So if someone else hopped on the shit that Catera is doing, it's so obvious, like, girl, that's a Catera type beat. So that's my goal, is to be so saturated in myself and for that to be in the music. Like, I want to be such a saturated version of me that in the music, that's just what the fuck that is. It's like so Caterian. And when niggas try to talk about the Caterian shit, like, you hear it, you fucking know, like, I guess it just comes down to this, me just want to be super saturated in myself. And music is a big part of that saturation and the things that's going to boost the colors of Catera. So I just want to be bust down, saturated as fuck, and just me, and what the fuck I do. So that's a goal. It's just to be very saturated, and to be so saturated that you can't even deny when my colors show up somewhere else, niggas can't even deny that those are my colors type shit, you know? That's how saturated I want to be. Like, girl, like, you know, like, that's fucking Catera, bitch. Stop. Yeah. But also, it's like, I just want to hear myself. I want to be heard, but also hear myself. Going back to what I was saying earlier, it's self-anthropology. So hearing myself through the music is like, it's like a self-hug. It feels good in my soul, like, to just hear myself in the music. And I don't mean that like sonically hear myself, like, I mean, take in how I feel, take in what I want, take in how I'm thinking through the music. That shit eats, and like, and be able to control my life through music, through sound, through frequency, through decorating the ether. Not me brain farting, bitch. I'm gonna say it again, because I feel like if I'm gonna say a line like that, you gotta eat. Through decorate. Any fucking way. Yeah, like, tea as fuck. Okay, how long have you been making music? I think I started making it like the first time I would say do with sounds intentionally type shit was probably 2019. Then I started producing for other people in 2020. But I've always kind of like put my own sound, my own voice on beats, but it was never with the intention of like living as a rapper, or singer, or whatever the fuck, you know? It was just because I'm doing something. But when I decided, okay, I'm starting to start living as like a rapper, living as a singer, like something that I'm doing, it was probably 2022 was when I was really like, okay, let's stop denying like my colors and start painting. You know, if that makes sense. Let's start painting in this motherfucker. So, yeah, so I guess 2020 was when 2020, but also 2022. And 2021, I barely made music in 2021. I made probably 1-2 songs 2021. 2021 was a really interesting year. It's just like, very interesting year. I don't think I made any music, so 2021, 2022 type shit. How you feel about visuals? I fucking love a visual. Before I was musical, I think I was visual. And I think I still might be more visual. Why did I start staring into the camera as I said that? And I still think to this day I might even be a bit more visual than I am musical. But I've always been obsessed with cameras. I've always been obsessed with looking. I've always been obsessed with like cameras and looking. So I think I'm like so visually sensitive. Like if something in the visual is off, that shit would like, bitch, I'll just close my fucking eyes if I can't change it type shit. Like I love visuals. And visuals, what would you do if you weren't making art? Helping people make art? Helping people make art? Or documenting people who made art? I've always had this adjacent to, I've always knew, like had to be, make sure my microphones, I've always had to be adjacent to artistry. I always am adjacent to artistry, even if I'm not participating, like I have to be adjacent to creation, because being adjacent to creation is being adjacent to the creator. Even if you don't realize it, even if I'm not realizing it or feeling it on a conscious level, like it's just something you feel, something beyond comprehension, beyond understanding. Like when I'm around creation, it's past physical, it's past mental, it's past emotional. It's just great spirit, straight soul, straight ether, straight fucking ether. Where are we at? We are at El Dorado Nature Center. Something I've always loved doing was coming here. I haven't been here in a while. I've always loved coming here and like ducking off the path, like finding like just like ducking off the path. Like there'll be paths that say employees only. Kind of walk those, duck off a little bit, and you'll find like really cool areas. Like this area has a whole seating area. I'm not gonna move the camera because I'm gonna try high, but like it has a whole little seating area. It's like, why is this not open to the public? So I just always love ducking off the main path and just like going to one of these like little pockets of seclusion where niggas aren't walking all over the place. But this is an interesting park because I remembered this is the park I was at where I realized I was like physically beautiful. I was on shrooms and I was here and I realized, whoa, like, I'm like physically really pretty. Like I always knew I'm so funny, I'm so creative, like I'm so fucking all that internal shit. But realizing I was physically beautiful, that was like, whoa, hold on, because that made me like dissect other lies I was telling myself, other parts of my psyche. Like it helped me kind of like decode, detect, and break down and fix and reconstruct other parts of my psyche. Because it's like, because bitch, I saw. So I was like, what the fuck? Like, what were these parts of my psyche telling me I wasn't physically beautiful? Like, so that it just kind of switched how I viewed thoughts, how I viewed perception of self, and yeah, it just switched that completely. And that started this mode of like reconstructing me. That was actually before 2021, so that's probably why I didn't make no music in 2021, because I was just in that deep reconstructive mode. That's what 2021 was. It was very reconstructive, very like, it was a clean out mode, clean out year. Like let's clean out all this shit. And for the first time, because like now I'm finding a spot where it's like, okay, I cleaned out a lot of shit. Now I have room for new shit. Now I have room to like rebuild type shit, if that makes sense. And just create me and build me and put these fucking colors and blocks together type shit. And yeah, I still have so much more to go, but it's cleanup. I feel like it's mostly done. Now it's really just, now it's like, okay, you have an empty room, let's decorate this motherfucker. Let's da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Like this is really fun actually. My phone actually, I'm not gonna let outside circumstance determine when I'm done. Oh, it's actually been going on for a while. Should I finish it here? I should finish it. Let's turn on a good note. This was fun. Thank you so much, Catera, for your insight. Stay bossed up, stay pretty, stay super thick, stay fly, stay getting money, like stay making that hot shit. Oh, and I love creating shit that never existed. I love the fact that I could just pull something out of my brain that never fucking existed. Nobody in the history of America said this in this tone over this beat. No one ever did that. In the history of the world ever did that. And the fact that when I make music, I do that. The fact that when I do ethical decor, I do that. No one ever stood right here with a mirror right here and a tripod right there and talked to themselves. And I'm doing it, and it just feels really cool. At this point, I'm waving the microphone around, so audio's gonna get a little crazy. That's just a note to my bad. But yeah, it's just really cool that you could just pull something out the ether that never existed, and it's now here. Cool shit. Okay, now I'm really done. I'm really done for now. Yeah, thank you so much, Catera, for this. Thank you so much for this platform, for this really cool thing you're doing. This is really cool. Anyways, thank you, Catera, for doing this. Thank you, Catera, for allowing me to talk to myself for a little bit. I love you. Y'all got something to say? Like, do y'all want to be interviewed? Like, these squirrels be squirreling.